But we already dissected that.
They wouldn't be put into camps and sent up chimneys in America.
Well, of course not.
The Israelites had no plans to unite with an invader to get rid of the Egyptians. This is pure paranoia.
What does that mean? I didn't understand that.
Well, Pharaoh said, "Oh, we need to oppress these Hebrews because they may unite with them."
Can you do me one favor? I know you're coming from a Christian background and everything, and not use these words. You know, you never went to yeshiva. Can you, instead of saying Israelites and Hebrews, can you say Jews?
They're not Jews yet.
They're Jews.
They're
they're Jews. I'm going to tell you something about our tradition. Look at me. Look at me. I'm talking to me. Our tradition, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to laugh you out of yeshiva if you ever talk like that. And I'll tell you what. The first Jew, according to everybody, was Abraham Avinu. Abraham was the first Jew. That's a fact. Google it, right? Everyone will say it. Everyone will say it. So it's an established Jewish concept. It's part of our tradition. Abraham was the first Jew. The first Jews started with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. They were Jews.
How could they be Jews if Judah hadn't even been born yet? The word
okay,
Jew
wait.
comes from the word
the
Judah.
word Jude is not in the Torah. But, right.
Thank you, folks.
But we're not having biblical criticism here. This is a Torah talk, not an interfaith talk, not a biblical criticism Bible class. We're not having Bible class. Bring your King James Version for the Bible, and we're going to analyze it. We're going to analyze it because we believe in the the documentary hypothesis. All right? We're not having Bible.
We're not
having Bible class.
Now you tell me.
We're not doing biblical criticism here. We're talking about learning Torah. Torah is the Messiah. Messiah is Jewish, and in Jewish we say the first Jew is Abraham Avinu. The first Jew is Abraham Avinu. Can you say it? Can you say it? Say it.
First Jew was Abraham Avinu.
Thank you. The Jews were slaves in Egypt. Can you say it?
The Jews were slaves in Egypt.
Thank you. The girl who was here today gave you a Woody.
Chas v'shalom.
All right. Okay, so we were doing pretty good up until then. All right, so try it again. I'm sorry to nitpick you, but I can't take it.
Much of the purpose of the work that Paro put on the Jews
Thank you.
was to humiliate them, just as most of the Jews died in the Holocaust naked. The key
Wait a
point
second,
was to humiliate
you skipped the
them.
question that I had. What was the one before then?
The Israelites had no plans to unite with an invader to get rid of the Egyptians.
Yeah, you didn't explain this.
Well, Paro said to his fellow Egyptians, hey, these Jews, they're going to unite with an invader and they'll depose us and they'll take control of this country, so let's subjugate them right now. That was how he explained his whole program to the Egyptians.
Do we have anything like that today?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll think about that. That's an interesting point. Okay.
Pray on that.
Oh, counts well on that one.
So, take a drink or don't drink while I say the following paragraph because you might spew.
No, I won't speak.
Okay. So why is the traditional interpretation that the midwives are Hebrews? They are clearly not Hebrews. They're clearly
Don't
not
say
Jews.
Hebrews, say Jews.
Why would the Paro ask Jewish midwives to murder their own people's kids? The Torah says the reason the midwives do not murder is that they feared God. Fear of God is the formula for the righteous non-Jew in the Torah. When Abraham is afraid of how his wife will be treated, he says there's no fear of God in this place. The midwives talk about the Jews, the Hebrews, in the third person. So clearly the midwives are not Jews.
No, that's false.
Okay.
Rashi says that the two midwives were...
Yeah, this is a real stretch.
A stretch? Rashi's a stretch now.
Yes,
Rashi's a stretch.
Yes.
Rashi is a stretch, right?
Yes,
but Dennis Prager's never a stretch.
He may be.
Rashi is a stretch. Rashi is a Rishon, okay? He is the Torah. You are an ignoramus, and you're calling him a stretch. Okay, Rashi says like this, that the midwives that pasuk is talking about are referring to Moshe's mother and his sister, who are Yocheved and Miriam.
Miriam.
Those are the two that are referring to. They are absolutely Jews. What do you want to say?
It's good, I said my piece.
Okay. There was something that you wanted to talk about humiliating people and making them naked.
Well, most of the Jews in the Holocaust died naked. The key point of much of the Holocaust was to humiliate them, not just to kill them. Oh yeah, so this is kind of akin to the male desire to get women naked and humiliate them physically. Like, I think all men have a little Nazi inside of them.
And so that's why they like to get women naked.
And humiliate them.
It's not because they like to look at them, it's just they want to humiliate them.
They want to humiliate them. They want to, dirty them.
Uh-huh. Because you think, you... Oh, God, this all goes together. Okay. Because you think that nakedness is unclean.
It can be if it's done right.
And you know why you think that?
Because I read on the porn industry for 12 years?
No. That's cause and effect. It's cause and effect. That's not the cause. That's the effect. Why is it? It's deeper.
Because that's the way I view women, because my mother
Because
died.
Protestant Christianity views the nakedness as dirty. Right? And you grew up with that. Sex is ugly. Human body poo. Then you go and you cover porn because you want to trash them for exposing this dirtiness. So porn dirty. Porn bad. I'm going to go be the moral leader and I'm going to expose their dirtiness. So when you see nakedness, and it talks about in the Bible, it talks about expose their nakedness, that's expose their dirtiness. Sex, nakedness, dirty, bad,
sin, humiliate, dirty, dirty bitch.
So in your world, right, when you get a woman naked, you're humiliating her. So it takes us like a whole new level.
Well, I think every guy, that's the way.
I don't agree with that at all.
Like, look at pornography. It's not just women being elevated and worshipped. It's like women being humiliated. That's what men want to see. That's what men want to do to naked women. There's an element of it. I'm not saying it's not the only way that men relate to naked women.
I'm going to let the viewers decide on this one, okay? But if they should comment on underneath this YouTube if they're watching it, and give your opinion. If you're a woman, say, do you feel humiliated when a guy takes your clothes off, right? And if you're a guy, do you feel...
It makes you do nasty things.
Don't tell us who you are, use a bogus, anonymous name.
Well, tell us who you are and send us your phone numbers.
Maybe Levy will interview you. You'll be here next week.
Just for journalistic reasons. But don't rub my tummy, because that's my weak point.
All right, go to the next thing.
Other than that, I am so strong. I am so froom. I'm so stark, so strong in my Torah. But my tummy is my weakness. So don't touch my tummy.
You know why this is a good week? I like this week. You know why? I like this show.
Why?
I got a feeling that your buddy Chaim Amalek is not in the chat room.
He's not in the chat room.
That's why this is a good show. Because you're not spoiling it with all his stupidities.
Why didn't Paro murder the midwives? They disobey him and then nothing? It's just like Germans who refused to participate in the Holocaust. They weren't killed. They were just shipped to the Russian front.
No. Completely wrong. Okay. The reason is because he didn't know. That's why they got away with it. They got away with it because he didn't know. If he had found out that that Moshe was a Jew and that these midwives had saved this Jew by putting him in the boat on the water, they would have been killed, right? Because they would be corroborators, or what do you want to say? Right? They would have disobeyed his orders. But he didn't know. Nobody ever knew, and that's why they got away with it. They did a good job. Moses got away with it. I mean, they got away with saving Moses.
Do you fear God, and if so, for what? I fear God in particular for things I can apparently get away with.
You fear God on things you can get away with from God?
No, things I can get away with from people.
Like what?
Sometimes I've been a bit of a bully with my blog, and so then I get fear of God because I feel confident in what I've written.
Like last week, when you posted you transposed something that I said in last week's Torah Talks.
But then I took it off.
And I said, oh, Levi, please take that off because I didn't want that to be in print.
Yeah.
I don't care if somebody's actually going to tune in and watch the whole fucking thing, right? But it's like, why tell them it's there by letting them Google 3 years from now and they'll find it, right? And I was like, I don't really want that out there, and you took it away right away. And I know that must have taken you time to type out and the whole thing and transpose, and you took it away like that. And I was just surprised you did that, and I was like, thank you. And so it was because of God.